Next up, we have our Dean and Head of School of Engineering and Technology, Dr. Tham, along with Dr. Rama, lecturer from School of Engineering and Technology, together with Ginny and Amrita from School of Health and Nursing. We are so excited for you to join their discussion on successful women in science and tech.
Hi, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. Today we have three guests, women guests, and we talk about women in science and technologies. We have Dr. Amrita.
Hello, everyone.
Dr. Rama and Miss Jeannie. Yes. So all these three ladies, they are the science graduates with their doctorate and also their doctorate in dentist as well as nursing. So please introduce short introductions of yourself, Dr. Rama.
Yeah.
And
thank you, Dr. Tham, for the nice introduction. I would like to introduce you myself first. My full name is Dr. Rama Bhatia Singh. I'm working here as a lecturer as well as the program leader for the Teesside University. That's our wonderful partner from the UK. Yep. So here we have the Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity, Master of Science in Cybersecurity, and we are dealing with that, as well as many certification courses in cybersecurity. So today we are here because our topic is women inspiration, yes. And we three women are sitting here with one man. So that's my introduction. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction, Dr. Tham. Hi everyone, this is Amrita. I'm basically a dentist from India. I finished my Bachelor's of Dental Surgery from India. And I'm proud to say that I'm an alumni of MDIS. I'm a student from Northumbria University who did Master of Science in Health Sciences Management. I've always wanted to widen my scope, not just confining to one aspect of healthcare, but to widen my opportunities more into business and managerial aspects of healthcare. And there I pursued MSc in healthcare management, and here I am working for School of Health and Nursing. Thank you.
And Ginny?
Yeah, okay, thank you for introducing me. So I'm Ginny, I'm from the School of Health and Nursing. I'm a nurse by training as well. I worked 10 years in a hospital as well. Then yeah, so I didn't start off with as a science background either. I was actually more like an English literature graduate. So yes, just to also add in that you may not start out with science, but if that's where your calling is, yeah, you may end up that way.
Okay, yeah. So let us start with the how you get in touch with science and how you involve in science, and then after that you embark your career in science and technologies. So, Dr. Amrita?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, ever since I remember, ever since I was a kid, I've always passionate towards healthcare. I've always wondering how your human body works, or what is the mechanism that goes inside your human body. So I've always wanted to become a doctor, and hence I pursued my dental degree. And then I thought, okay, it's important to understand different aspects of healthcare, not just clinical aspects, but there are a lot of other aspects involved. How you organize a healthcare system, how functioning of hospital works like, and you need to understand there are different industries that support hospital. It's not just one aspect of hospital, right? There's pharmaceutical industries supporting it. So there's IT industry these days which is supporting us with lots of data analytics and how we can improve our healthcare, right? So that was my calling ever since, and I pursued healthcare.
Yeah. How about your technology,
yeah.
Dr. Rama?
Actually, I started my career, I can say, after my marriage only.
Oh,
so
interesting.
Yeah. Before that, I never realized that I have to do something else. So when I got married, then I realized I want to become something. So that was a spark in my life, I can say. Even after the family, then when I start looking into the many of the software my husband used to run in front of me, I say how these softwares are actually created. You should have information first. If you are having more information, then you can say yes, you have some knowledge. So this is the first step. So because once you have the knowledge, you can look for the wisdom by your own exploration.
Yep.
So then what my husband started pushing me, hey, you go and learn something. Then I gave some entrance from the GGS IP University of Delhi, the state university. And I cracked that entrance exam, and I got admission in the MTech. So from there my journey actually started, when I start learning the Master of Technology. So there I start, some of the languages I know prior to this. But my exploration has actually started from this technical degree. So that was my start. Together with this, then we jump into the Singapore. Then I realize here the people are talking about the cyber security, only the software won't make any sense if you don't have any security.
Yep.
And my
Absolutely.
interest from the day one was not much in programming, was much into the look for the bugs in the programming. So those vulnerabilities, those flaws in the programming, you know, that's the behavior of a teacher, to find out the flaws. So that's what the behavior has pushed me into the teaching as well as into the technical stuff of the software, like finding the attack, SQL injection attack, the cross-site scripting attack. So DOS attack, I hear from the news, hey, today in this country, this organization, the oil company, go with the ransomware attack.
Yeah.
So all this curiosity, you know, wakes your mind up. Hey, go and collect the information, how the things. Only reading the books won't help, I understand this point. You need to explore the things sometimes with your own. The degree will give you the idea, the collection of information, but that's not your wisdom. Wisdom always starts when you wake up yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I started my journey, and I started looking into many of the journals, IEEE, ACM. They're wonderful people who are writing on this, and we never bother about them, right? Because our day always started with our television and all other stuffs. Then our focus
Online shopping?
Yeah, online shopping. Then our focus go from one place to other. So what I realized, when the woman is starting his day from the online shopping, hey, what if her husband, you know, the credit card is gone to some bad people hand? Then how these people are providing security? How more and more people are actually moving into this digitized world? So what is the reliability factor? So all these questions in my mind just push me to have some EC Council certification, which actually give you the practical knowledge of how this actually hacking happen. I just learned hack, attack, and I did some of the small attacks with my husband account as well. I'm so sorry. You must be listening. So that was, you know, the practical journey. It's totally illegal, okay? So here, you know, you push yourself. Initially, you need to have a self-awareness. If you are not aware, then how can other people around you will understand you? Then, of course, my husband supported me well, and he must saw something in me that he said, yeah, you can do it. So many people in my company, they are just less than your mind, but they are also doing, then you can, why not? Then I started a master degree, then I moved to the PhD. PhD I did in some of the qualitative assessment in mobile applications, for some Android applications, iOS applications, what are the vulnerabilities over there. So my journey actually started with the security only, and today I can very well say, yes, I have a good knowledge of this security, but it's not easy. But I can say a good start is you just wake up yourself first. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Okay. How about you, Gina? I understand that you're shifting from a career switch. Yeah. So how does this happen from a non-science to science?
That one was, I think it's for me, like I said, I was at a time when a lot of girls were told, like, you know, you're not very good at science, you want to do more arts kind of thing. So and naturally speaking, I also like literature and English, the English language. So that's what I aim for. But when I came out, I was like, then your options are things like you have to be a teacher, and I was like, no, I don't really want to be a teacher, but I wasn't sure what else there is. So to be fair, it's one of those, like, it didn't occur naturally to me. But but when the opportunity came up, I was like, actually that makes sense to, you know, try to do something that is helping people. I just didn't realize there was such a huge science component in it. That's the problem with nursing. I think it doesn't present itself as a science subject. But when you go in, you realize you do use a lot of science, a lot of logical thinking. And that really is, and healthcare is also evolving very fast in that you don't just need like practical skills. You need to understand pathophysiology, epidemiology a bit, your bio and all that. You also need to know a bit more IT as well. So it shifted that way, and I think a lot of industries will shift that way. So it's not so much that you don't want to be you are not a science person, so you don't need to know. But even if you are not a science person, you have to know eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, because we are moving towards the digitized world.
Yeah.
So at least you have the basics of
Every domain
right?
needs technical
Domains.
knowledge.
If you look
Every
into the
domain.
manufacturing, production, education,
Yeah.
I think yesterday only I was talking with the hospitality department. One of our lecturer was asking me, hey, why not we make some smart robot? So they shake, they do they serve our clients. So
Yeah, exactly.
they want my help to do little
AI.
bit programming inside
Yeah.
AI, IoT, the
Yeah.
sensor actuators. So these
Yeah.
are the wonderful stuffs.
In fact,
Helping in-
FMP is moving
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
robots,
Yes.
cooks,
So,
robot
yes.
chefs
So
already.
all
yeah.
of the, I think the world is digitized now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's not just confined to
so
We can't run
any
away
of the
from it.
disciplines.
yes, and the security, we need the security, physical security is required as well as the logical.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Technical.
without security, you can't survive.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So we have heard the different story, background stories.
Yeah.
So I do believe that there will be a lot of these hurdles or challenges
Yeah.
that you all face. So how you overcome this as a woman? Because not only that you need to look after your families, I believe that you have to also work extra work on your journeys
Yes.
and involvement in the science. Yeah.
Correct.
So how you overcome all these difficulties or challenges? Maybe Dr. Rama.
Yeah, go, Dr. Rama.
Actually, you're very correct. Yes, there are many hurdles for a woman as compared to the men. Personally, I can say. Right, our day never started just we wake up and wear the clothes and go to the office. So we have another stuff also. The challenges always start the day, I think, you have a family. And prior to family also, I believe, like in my personal case, my mother wants to become a teacher. She stopped everything after my born. So she put all this burden on me. Hey, you. But if I also do pass on the other, then when this day will come? So anyone has to start. Anyone has to start. So, but it is not easy when you have a kid, especially. You need to look after him also. I understand. So when I'm saying you need to read some journals, all this ACM and all stuff, you need a time a lot. Then the priority, shifted. You're going to look for the kid first, or you're going to study first. So balanced environment is very much required. So what I realized, I reduce my sleeping time. It's actually true. I hardly sleep for 4 to 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, I started working on myself first. When I'm saying you need to have a good wisdom, how this generated, it's not only technical knowledge, we need to know about body first.
Yeah.
Right, so for me, if you ask me, I start my day with yoga. So I feel like this, you may feel like I'm just saying the story, but it is true. There is some cosmic energy I always feel, it always go into ourselves. So that realize me, I'm here to live my life, not to sleep for a long time. So to live my life, so if we have 24 hours, if 12 hours I'm sleeping, then I can't work, right? So instead of those 12 hours of sleeping, try to manage those sleeping hours I take out and convert into some fruitful activities. And those hours I keep for myself,
So that will be your me time.
Yeah, so the me time I did with my yoga because I love this. That's always give me the energy. I think in our body we need, I'm speaking, I'm listening, I'm reading, I need energy. So those energy I directly get from my yoga. So, I think the people sleep because they're, I feel like if you're more depressed, you want to sleep more. But if you're happy, you don't want to sleep. You just want to enjoy either watching movies or do something. So then what does it make sense for sleeping long hours? Yeah, so just half an hour good nap is, I think, more than enough to have a good energy. So those energy will push you for your day will start with a positive energy and end up then again another day. So that can be.
How about you, Dr. Amrita?
Yeah, definitely for healthcare especially, it demands a lot of long hours, right? You never know when a particular discussion is going to end, when a discussion with the patient is going to end. So this demanding a lot of long hours in healthcare, and moreover, it requires a lot of continuous education in healthcare. So there's never an end. You need to understand. With the pandemic, everyone got back to journals, articles to understand what the disease is. So every new day, there's something new happening in healthcare. So you have to keep upgrading yourself. So all of these are definitely pose a significant challenge.
Yeah.
How about you? In the nursing environment, how you overcome all these challenges and things?
I think it's actually easier in Singapore because it is accepted for girls to study and go very far in their careers nowadays. It's just more how you set your own goals and how you divide up prioritize your work in a sense. Like you can prioritize your me time, but you cannot let that overwhelm. You still need to study. You need to be aware of the trends also lah. So you need to be. So it's more in a sense it wasn't that difficult. It's more that you must be able to push yourself.
So all the ladies here, you're trying to, the well-balanced life is important, and time management is a key, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the current situations, what are the things that you all of you are doing or try to work out? Is there anything in the project or the future projects for yourself?
If I talk about me, I always like to update on the current technology. Like if the word I use, exploration, that never ends actually. So because if you see regularly, you may listen some different types of attacks are coming in cyber security, if I'm talking about the software line. So there is no end. So even if 20 years before, if the DOS attack, let's suppose, is coming, so even today, the generation, if they are not aware, then I don't think so any use of having those studies. So I feel like you need to update every day. So your past knowledge is always helping you to get more. Yeah. So more you study, and I think there are some virtualization environment available which was not there previously. If you look into, there is a virtual box. I'm sorry but these are some technical terminologies. Like we have some Kali Linux, we have Ubuntu. All these are the virtual software. We don't need to, put money for everything. It's just a myth. So just to explore ourselves, we have many open source software available, where we, as a normal person, the students can go and explore their work. And the small projects, like I normally do the freelancing projects sometimes. For example, let's create the delivery box, the automatic delivery box. Just 2 months before, one of the students was wondering for this. Then we work out on this. One of the delivery box, contactless delivery, which we call during the pandemic, right? So if we order something, so instead of ringing your bell, they just put inside the, outside the door, and you get the message in your mobile. So all these things, maybe it's there, but student wants to learn. So I also did. So I enjoy this, how this Python, how this SQL, how these sensor actuators are actually working. So when you know, then how there is a possibility of attacks. Like if you look into nowadays, everyone is using the robot, the cleaning robot at home. If you know, the previous version of the cleaning robot was they were having camera, right? So camera was, you can enjoy, yeah, my robot is there in my living room. So they are cleaning well, yeah. But it is quite dangerous because that data is not in your mobile. It's in the server of those company. So if you're talking over there, if you're talking about some banking communication and all these things are also copy pasted over there. So it's like somebody is always,
spying on you, right?
Yeah, spying you every time. So then only I realized how this company, the next version, when I went to one of my friends, hey, you show me your robot, there is no camera now. So if you look carefully, they also understand. So all this exploration, will give you a push. So this small study always wakes you up. And we don't need to go to the London or America. It's the things are around us. If we analyze any one thing, it's more than enough. Yeah.
So it seems like the environment push you to learn more.
Yes, your nearby environment. If I'm sitting here, we have many IoT devices around us.
Yeah.
If we study any one of them, the nature, the behavior, how we can secure them, I think that's a start. And those small things always give you the big dreams, can be successful.
So as a woman now, so moving forward, will you see the trend of more women coming into the science and technologies? So will you advise them how they should embark on the science and technologies area? What would be your advice to those younger generations or the current working adults to shift to science and technologies?
Yes, actually the younger generation, I would suggest especially the women, because their mind is in a way they can do multiple tasks together, right? So I think the younger generation is nowadays having good opportunity. Like in our MDIS, we are providing the Master in Science. So if you see the content of this Teesside University, so they are totally practical. There is no theory exam nowadays, like you will get the marks on the basis of what you're writing. So we have the practical assignments. If my suggestion for the younger women especially, they come and they do these degrees, that's not a burden for them, because it's not going to hurdle their personal life. Whatever they're learning here, they're just exploring here, and exam is also together with the content, whatever they're studying over here. So that's a suggestion for them. Go and look for the good degrees. Yeah.
What about you, Doctor?
Definitely. I mean, in the recent times, as we see, there are a lot of women coming into healthcare sector, especially in the nursing area. When you compare on the equality, definitely women are more in the nursing area, and in general healthcare also. And in fact, there was a recent study which says in US in the year 2020, number of female students outnumbered male students in medical education. So it already says women are into healthcare. So I definitely encourage more women to come into healthcare, and we do offer a lot of postgraduate programs for them to upgrade themselves. Because the future trend is more on interdisciplinary approaches like public health aspects in healthcare management. So in MDIS we do offer a lot of postgraduate programs like Masters in Public Health, Masters in Healthcare Management, also a more business oriented program that is Master of Business Administration focusing on healthcare. So there are a lot of courses for girls or in general for everybody to choose from.
Yeah.
From your side, Jenny?
I'll say, yeah, I mean the shortcut to like improving yourself, especially for girls, has always been education. So you have to take it a step further. You have to also mentor other people. You have to also find your own mentors to make sure, and then in a way make it, and then have also support other women as well, so that you, in a way, your career really also can grow and other people's can grow with you. So I think that part is good about women, is that in women in science or healthcare, is that if you have more of them, in a way, it is very helpful to grow each other. And in a sense, you also grow your work and your company.
Yeah,
So
and
especially-
also, sorry, just to add on,
Yeah.
if you look at in general, right, the primary consumers in healthcare would definitely be women.
Yes.
So for
Yeah.
anybody in the family who want to
Actually.
seek medical advice or get some medication, I think women are definitely the primary consumers. So there
And
it
I
is.
totally agree with the doctor.
Yeah.
Because as we discussed like yesterday also, like I think more than 50% of the science degree is with the women. Why they are not here? Because they are not practicing. Some of the social burden may be pushing them back. Why? They should wake up. They are fearing with their mistakes. I think you should not fear with your mistakes. And I believe you do blunder of mistakes, don't mind it. But the problem is there when you don't learn from your own mistakes.
Yeah.
You learn from your mistakes and create your own new version. Yeah, it's always a new version for everything. It's not for software only. It's for us also. Learn from our mistakes and create a new version. Then you realize what you were previously, now who you are. So that's kind of shape yourself as a woman. I mean, you should not stop because you did mistake. No.
So as you mentioned, there's a more women in the healthcare. So will you encourage men to be in the healthcare industry?
Definitely. There's no gender bias anywhere.
No,
so
there's not
it's
really gender
always-
bias.
See, the problem is we have less percentage of women in the top, you know, that's what the women started well, you know, in their young age. But eventually after I realized after the 20s and between 20 to 30, they just go down. They never start practicing where they have a failure. I mean, maybe they fear or they have social barrier or family support or many stuff. So I think that's a struggling stage, but you should not stop because once you stop, it's very difficult to wake up. You do something small or big, but regularly you just push yourself like water should flow, it should not stick in one place.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, the women start to, slow down. Maybe the priority shift.
Yes.
Yeah. From career, then the shift it to family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Will this be the main hurdles for most of the
I think
women?
that's pretty much for every industry. Anytime a woman has like a family or children, for example, or even like caregiving for elderly parents, generally it always falls to the women to take up this burden. So of course it affects their career in a sense, which is also why but in the long run also you see how Singapore is also shifting. It's not often possible for everybody to survive as a whole family on one single income anymore. Most of the time, it's both have to work. Maybe you stop to take care of the kids, but eventually they still have to come back to workforce because usually one income is not enough. So it doesn't really help that if the woman doesn't like continue to upgrade also or try to maintain something. She needs to actually. So honestly, it's something that it needs to be built in better so that to allow them to maybe maintain like part-time work instead, or ways to like upgrade or continue to upskill.
Yeah, they should do something. They should not stop. They should do, doesn't matter small or big. Maybe they don't have time. They should not leave something. They should take it as a part-time maybe. After some 6 months or 7 months, they can eventually come up. If they left everything, they would be disconnected from the world, especially with the digital environment.
Yeah, especially now the world is moving too fast.
Yeah.
So if you stop,
should always
then it's difficult for you to
cope with the
again.
changes happening.
Yeah. I mean, just look at primary school kids. Sometimes the problems they're given, I'm like, I think even the parents need to go for class, like how to teach them and how to teach the maths problem even.
I think we don't need to teach anybody. I believe that. Like you make their mind, don't fill up, because we also have memory. If you fill up everything with your beliefs and this A, B, C, D, let them think themselves.
Yeah.
You should not have your memory always full with duplicate stuff. Anyhow, in mobile also we delete, the things which we don't require. Otherwise, the new things won't come. So similarly, we should not, as a woman also, you should not put those things into the other woman or any of the, it's not a gender biasness, but any of the people's mind. Fill up with some good things. Just wake them up that yes, believe themselves. There is no word like impossible. If you see impossible, itself is I am possible.
Yes, yes.
So everything is possible.
So continuous learning is the key.
Is the key.
Not to stop and
You
then
should
just
not stop.
move
Yes.
forward,
Yeah.
even though you have so many things on your hands.
Yeah. So
right?
maybe the study education is one of the way, right? You should not leave your studies because you cannot do. Manage it in any of the way. I mean, you should have degree first.
Okay. So what will be the last word for our
young generation.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last word from anyone?
Yeah. I think she can mention.
Yeah, I mean, there are always opportunities to explore. We have different programs offering in various range of disciplines. So at least you can, there's never a stop for anything. You can always continue your education, various opportunities. You can speak to different people to understand where the sector is going forward and what is the scope of programs in the near future. So you can always keep exploring. Talk to people, have good mentors. You understand the industry, where it's moving forward. Follow your passions, explore more programs. That's all.
Yeah. And I can say, like, for the tech people, they should not stop after like having graduation. I have a job now, I am done. No, it's just a start. You're never done. You should have a post-graduation also. You should upgrade yourself. How you will become the dean or the director like you, right?
Yeah.
You should explore, right? So you should not stop at one end. I mean, if you're doing well, that's fine. But keep on doing maybe the part-time degrees or maybe the full-time degree if you can. But don't stop. I feel like people at the age of 50 also, they realize when they're not getting promotion well. Why? The reason is they don't have such kind of tech degrees, which is the demand. So they can't reach to that level what they're thinking. So they're just doing the skillful work.
Yeah.
So better you have a good education first, right? So you have post-graduation, you can do PhD. I mean, you should do the certifications that will give you the practical knowledge. So all these things will definitely work well in your future life.
Yeah.
So this is only 4 or 5 years, I guess so. After that, you don't need to, struggle more. You just need to explore. Yeah.
Sir, Jenny?
Yeah, I think it's the thing is that if you don't study or you don't continue to improve somehow, you also limit your own opportunities, because you don't, like I said, it's encouraged that you don't stay with a company forever. It's not lifelong rice bowl kind of thing. You also, to explore to know that you have opportunities, or to even explore different industries, you need to go out and either study more or explore more or read out of the trends. So it is really an ongoing process. You can't say that it ends just here. You never know what happens. For all you know, that maybe the next thing that you explore, it turns out to be the one that you're really the most passionate about. It's just that because you didn't know about it.
Yes.
There are definitely key shifts happening in different sectors. So if you just stop there,
you'll also be left behind, right?
Your job is at risk, right? You never know when that
Definitely.
is going to get saturated. So with the new shifts, you have to keep upgrading.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
no.
Yes.
So thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you for these 3 wonderful women here with us, sharing with us their challenges, why and how they should move forward, and sharing with us their stories. So women out there, we encourage you to take up science and technologies.
Yes.
Come to us to get to know more about how you can upgrade yourself in our programs, and how we can assist you to involve and to advance in science and technologies. Once again, thank you, Dr. Amruta,
Thank you so much,
Dr.
Dr.
Rama, and Jeannie.
Yes, and thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Tham.
Dr.
Thank you for joining us today for our discussion today, and have a good day ahead. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.